We're going to school. Hey y'all, good evening. Okay. What if I suggested that when we are judging and criticizing other people, this could be people very close to us, people that we love, this could be people at work. But when we find ourselves judging and criticizing or blaming someone else, it's really because a need is being unmet. We have a need that is not being met, so we judge and we criticize. I want to break that down just a little bit more. Now listen, I will reference books just because for me, I'm not a sit down and read the whole book in its entirety kind of gal. I get a really awesome recommendation. I open it up, I read some stuff that hooks me, I buy the book, I highlight, I make notes, I put it down, I do the same other thing. So I can be rocking with 5, 6 different books at the same time. So if you're not a book person, here's my suggestion, especially if I'm making recommendations of books that you want to know more about, but you know you're not going to sit down and read it. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's what I would suggest you do. Get the title of the book and type it into YouTube. Type in the author's name. This is Marshall Rosenberg, Nonviolent Communication. And when you do this, I do this sometimes too. If I know I'm driving and let's say I want to hear this like fleshed out more. If I want to hear other speeches that Marshall has done, I will go to YouTube. So that is another way to approach books that you hear a lot about that you just know you're not going to read. Type it into YouTube, clips, type in buzzword keywords like audiobook, speeches, whatever is going to get you listening. So that's just a little something slight. Okay, y'all, let's talk about this idea of us judging and criticizing because we're not getting our own needs met. Let's elaborate on this more. Here's what Marshall Rosenberg says. If someone says, "You never understand me," they're really telling us that their need to be understood is not being fulfilled. That simple. So think about that. That's such a simple phrase that's so relatable. Has someone ever said to you, "You never understand me"? It's a little bit of an exaggeration. Anytime we use the words always and never, but think about that. You never understand me. If you're a parent and your teenager has said that to you, if you're married and your partner has said this to you, if your colleague, if your business partner, you never understand me. In that moment, they're saying their need to be understood is not being met by you in that moment. Let me continue. When we express our needs indirectly through the use of evaluations, interpretations, and images, others are likely to hear criticism. And when people hear anything that sounds like criticism, they tend to invest their energy in self-defense or counterattacks. How true has that been for you? How has somebody come to you and you heard something that sounded like a criticism instead of them expressing their need that they needed met? You felt criticized, so you counterattacked. How true has this been for you? Let me keep going. If we wish for a compassionate response from others, it is self-defeating to express our needs by interpreting or diagnosing their behavior. How often have we done that? Telling somebody how they feel or what they're doing or talking about their behavior, telling them this, it only gets them more upset, out of sorts. Maybe they shut down. So it's self-defeating. We're not getting our needs met by doing that in the conversation because we're being indirect. Instead, the more directly we can connect our feelings to our own needs, the easier it is for others to respond to us compassionately. Wow. So imagine that same person, this phrase, "you never understand me," to be articulated in a way where your needs are being met would sound something like, "Right now, what would be very helpful and help me feel really heard in this moment is for you to really listen to what I'm sharing, and we can talk about what you do and don't understand on the other end. That would be very helpful for me right now." It's direct, it's clear. You know, maybe that could be polished up a bit more, but it's not you never understand me. It's more, it's expressing my feelings, what I need, the needs that I need met. I need you to listen so that you can understand me and where I'm coming from right now. Wow. So let me just sit there, because I could read and read and read, y'all. He breaks down all of the kind of, when you're communicating in a way from nonviolence, from a place of understanding and listening and expression and to be heard, he breaks down how to do this. And expressing our needs is one of those. So many times we're talking around things. We're not talking directly. So how can we get our needs met? And sometimes we think we're doing it to save the other person, to not hurt their feelings, whatever our reasons for talking indirectly. We're all guilty of it. This is something I've become so aware of. I actually have to dive deep into this and then reteach it to other people. Bring it up with my clients so that I can keep it as awareness in my life and constantly work on improving at it. So this is an ongoing practice, y'all. This isn't going to be something you read in a book or listen to, a little audio clip on YouTube and you're ready to express your needs all the time. That's not how this works. But once the awareness is there, that's where the bit by bit growth and expressing our needs, we can practice it, and we can start small. Just out in the world, making random purchases. How are we expressing our needs? So, alrighty, y'all. I'm coming back with you with something. Please hit me up, send me a comment, send me an email, y'all. Let me know if any of these videos are helping you, if you're researching, looking into some of these books further. All right, have a great night. Bye, y'all.